Today is just a happy day.
Shut up and sit down.
What's the story, Internet? Hope everyone is having a wonderful day today, or at least as wonderful a day as I am, but we'll get to that in a minute. So we've got quite a few fixtures to discuss through the world of football. There was one I was going to discuss, and apparently it happened in a dream because I can't find it anywhere. I had a dream, and not even in a Martin Luther King way, but I had a dream that River Plate played Boca Juniors and one of them won 7-0. But apparently that didn't happen. So, but I just wanted to let you all know that apparently I dream about football as well, and not even about my own team. So, but let's start with the Bundesliga. As I mentioned in my last video, there were some very big matches this week for the standings, and there was not an upset, but there was one that did upset the apple cart a little bit. So Bayern Munich barely beat Augsburg 1-0 to stay reigning at the top of the table, thanks to who else but Robert Lewandowski. Red Bull Leipzig beat Union Berlin 1-0, thanks to Emil Forsberg. Very, very close match though. Not necessarily possession or shots, but Union Berlin were in the match. And it still keeps them in 6th, so they're still there or thereabouts. They're only a point behind 4th and 5th. But yeah, so that put Leipzig up to 2nd, so they're only 4 points behind Bayern Munich. But the big one, again, not an upset, but it's a match that had a lot of implications for what was going on in the table, was Leverkusen 2, Dortmund 1. So that meant that Leverkusen stay 3 points ahead of Dortmund. They're only 3 points behind Leipzig, and it means that Dortmund stay in 4th and they're level on points with Wolfsburg. So, and they're only 1 point ahead of Union Berlin, the team that I mentioned earlier. So definitely a big round of fixtures. So it's very close in Germany, just as it is in England and in the Serie A. So yeah, there's a lot of things that can happen in Germany at the moment. The big one that I wanted to talk about though, the one that just completely shocked me and shocked a lot of people in all honesty, is Real Madrid crashing out of the Copa del Rey to Alcoyano, I believe their 3rd division team, and an incredible story. So it went to extra time. Real Madrid were leading thanks to Eder Militao in the 45th minute, and then Alcoyano levelled in the 80th minute, and it went to extra time, and they got a red card in the 110th minute. But when Antonio Casanova Vidal, aka Juanan, scored the winner in the 115th minute, and he's a part-time plumber, bless him. And I don't mean that to be disrespectful, it's incredible. He's a part-time plumber, and he just scored against one of the biggest teams in the world and knocked them out of a competition that they had every right in winning. And that is the beauty of the Cup. That is the beauty of Cup fixtures like this. And so yeah, it's definitely a shock that that happened. And Barcelona were in the process of getting shocked themselves by Cornea. And they took them to extra time, and it took a 92nd minute and a 121st minute winner, 2 goals to win it, to stop them from going the same way as Real Madrid. And this just compounds on Bayern Munich getting knocked out by, I think it was Holstein or something like that. So that's 2 big teams that have been knocked out of big competitions in Europe. And it just goes to show that this year is just mental, or this season is just mental. It's just all over the place. It's fantastic. It's very reminiscent of the World Cup in 2018, where just every match was high scoring and every match was an upset, and there were just madness. Croatia getting to the final, and just, you know, it was just craziness. So, but let's turn our focus to the Premier League. So, and with the last result, we will see why I'm so happy today. But let's start with West Ham versus West Brom. So West Ham win 2-1, continue their little bit of streak that they've got going on at the moment. Thanks to goals from Jared Bowen and Michael Antonio, sandwiched in there with a Mateus Pereira equaliser. So David Moyes gets the best of Sam Allardyce here. Quite a relatively even match, especially from the possession stats we've been seeing recently. 59% to West Ham, 41 to West Brom, 14 shots to 6, and then 6 on target to 2. So that helps West Ham. It moves them up to 7th. So I was trying to say up to 32 points, not to 3rd. To 7th on 32 points. Level with Everton. However, Everton have 2 matches in hand, and 3 points ahead of Chelsea. So very well done to West Ham there. It does leave West Brom still in the relegation zone, but I mean, they're not out by any means. They're on 11 points, 1 point behind Fulham, 6 points behind Brighton. Fulham do have a game in hand though, but still not out by any means, at least not in as dire straits as Sheffield United, unfortunately. So on to the next one, another big one. Leicester City 2, Chelsea 0. Wilfred Ndidi and James Maddison scoring the goals. James Maddison taking Jamie Carragher's criticism to heart, saying that he needs to score more goals and get assists. I believe this is his 5th match either with a goal or his 5th match with having one or the other. So fair play to him. Should definitely be on the plane to wherever the Euros are being held now. I don't know if it's going to be scattered across Europe or not, but definitely on the plane to the Euros anyway. And that moved them, on that day, it moved them up to 1st. They were 1st in the table. So incredible scenes for Leicester City. Until Manchester City went and played Aston Villa, or hosted Aston Villa rather, and they won 2-0. Now they did leave it late. Bernardo Silva scored in the 79th minute, and then Ilkay Gundogan scored a 90th minute penalty. They dominated the match, 70% to 30% possession, 28 shots, but only 9 on target to Aston Villa's 11 and 4. But then that took them to the top of the table. So they were top of the table for a while, until Manchester United beat Fulham 2-1. It went to the top of the table. So great performance from Manchester United, but a great performance from Fulham as well. Fulham went ahead in the 5th minute, and it looked like they were going to cause Manchester United some real problems. They played very well. They were very, very well good on the counter-attack. Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Ademola Lookman looked phenomenal together. And so, Ademola Lookman scored in the 5th minute. Then Cavani equalised in the 21st minute. And then Paul Pogba with a fantastic little finesse with his weak foot. So Manchester United had the better possession, had more shots on target. Same amount of shots on target, sorry. With 15 shots to 12 and 5 and 5. And then that put them up to 1st in the table. So the first place changed 3 times in 24 hours, which is crazy, especially for this time in the year. That's something that you expect to hear in August or October, like not in January. So Manchester United are ahead with 40 points, 2 points ahead of Manchester City. However, Manchester City have a game in hand. Then Leicester are in 3rd, also on 38 points. And then that brings us to 4th place. So Liverpool hosted Burnley today, and thanks to an Ashley Barnes penalty in the 83rd minute, Burnley won 1-0. So the first time they've lost in 1,372 days. I believe that equates to about 5 years. Lost at home anyway, sorry. Not lost in general, lost at home. And so it's an incredible feat for Burnley. Congratulations. And Liverpool had the more possession. They had 27 shots to 6. They had 6 on target to 4. Burnley looked good for the money. I mean, the possession that they had was not wasted. I watched a few moments of it, and for about 10 minutes in the second half, every time they got the ball, it looked dangerous, which for a Burnley side that's renowned for defending is quite impressive for them. So that puts Liverpool into 4th. They're 1 point ahead of Tottenham, who have a game in hand. They're 2 points ahead of bitter rivals Everton, who have 2 games in hand, and they're 2 points of the aforementioned West Ham, who are level on games with them. This also brought Burnley up to 16th. They are 2 points ahead of Brighton with a game in hand. They are level on points with Newcastle, who have the same amount of games. So this was a very, very good result for Burnley. I think they would probably have settled for a draw. That would have pulled them level on points with Brighton with a game in hand. But I think they'll take the win any day of the week. Any day of the week. So incredible scenes coming out of Anfield. Fair play to Burnley. Fully deserved. So yeah, I think it's absolutely fantastic. So that's it from me for today. I will be back tomorrow with a preview of the weekend's football. We do have a couple of league matches, but it's the FA Cup this weekend. And the reason I haven't changed the sign is because it's happening again. It's Liverpool versus Manchester United. But that's for tomorrow's video. So in the meantime, I hope you're all having a wonderful day, staying out of trouble. Thank you very much for watching. And until next time, ta-ra for now.